which, most of these people, man, most of these people going around on these comment boards on YouTube are what you call keyboard warriors, right? A lot of these dudes are what you call keyboard warriors, right? They want to go around, and criticize, those of us who are actually, putting in time and effort to, teach the Bible on YouTube. They want to come around and criticize us for what we're doing. But yet here it is, they got shit to say. But yet if you click on their icon and go to their channel, you find out that guess what? They have no videos. And if you go to their playlist, more often than not, it's just a bunch of, stupid shit and music videos. So it's like here it is, these dudes, that are not doing any type of works, not demonstrating their faith by any type of works, right? By, putting up lessons to edify the people. But here it is, they want to sit there and criticize us, those of us who actually take our time, out of our day, out of our life to dedicate towards the ministry, right? To dedicate towards, teaching this good news to our people, right? We're, giving up, our precious time, to do the work of the Lord. But yet these dudes, here it is what they're doing, just sitting on their ass all day and, watching shit on YouTube. And, here it is, like you had this one dude, there was this one dude on the comment board, and he was saying that, oh, ETT, you're an Edomite, right? You're an Edomite, so I appreciate, the work you're putting in, to try to expose your own people. So then I responded and said, because I went to his channel and found out, guess what? He has no videos, never did a video about anything related to the truth. The only thing he has on his page is a, Xbox 360 game, right? A 4 or 5 minute video clip from an Xbox game is all this dude has on his channel, right? So I'm thinking to myself, it's like, just to give a hypothetical, right? Let's say for a hypothetical example, if I was an Edomite, how is it that an Edomite is doing more work for the Lord than you? And you're the Israelite, right? Again, because you're on there saying that I'm the Edomite. Let's give a hypothetical. Let's say if that was to be correct. Well, how is it that an Edomite is doing more work for the Lord than your sorry ass? I mean that's embarrassing right there. And for somebody who claims that they're an Israelite, but yet here it is, a dude that's supposedly of another nation is doing more work than you to serve the Lord. So that's just a damn embarrassment right there, man. As I said, man, you got these people all over YouTube, man. People, speaking their mind, right, giving their own opinion. That's why the Apocrypha says that many have deceived themselves by their own vain faults and their opinions. Right, many people in this world, they've deceived themselves by their own personal viewpoints and beliefs, which ultimately, those of us in the truth, right, those of us in the know, we know that God was the one who deceived these people, right? God was the one who set up the deception, right? And that's a stumbling block right there, because these wacky tacky, Christian churches, right, as Elder Apostle Dahar, will call them, right, these wacky tacky, Christian churches that are on every, street corner, it seems. These people in these churches are learning nothing but a bunch of lies from their pastors. Now, are the pastors deliberately on purpose trying to deceive the people? No. The problem is that they were also raised with the beliefs that they have. So it's not that, the Christian pastor at the local, Baptist church, it's not like he's deliberately on purpose trying to deceive people and tell them something false. That's certainly not true. That's just ridiculous. Like, what I find ridiculous? And again, I'm a guy who says the earth is flat, right? So again, if I say something is weird, then it's weird, right? I've looked into all of this, information on pretty much any subject that you can bring up. I've, looked into it, to some degree or another. So the thing that boggles my mind is, you got all these guys going around on YouTube, calling each other, shills, right? This guy is a paid actor, right? This guy's being paid, right? Somebody behind the scenes is paying this person to not talk about this certain subject. It's like, no, don't you think it's much more logical and reasonable to think that, a person on YouTube that disagrees with you simply is having a disagreement with you simply because they have a different point of view from you on whatever the subject is. Say, for an example, if I say that we got to keep the law, and another person comes up and says we don't have to keep the law, even though I disagree with his standpoint, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, we'll see, we'll see. Well, somebody's paying him, right? He must be a shill. He must be some type of, actor, as Minus Right would say, right? He must be some type of actor because he disagrees with my standpoint on the subject. It's like, no, even though he's clearly wrong, right? The person teaching we don't have to follow the law, even though they're clearly incorrect with their interpretation and understanding, That doesn't mean that they're being paid by somebody to hold that position. That's very laughable to say something like that. And I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere. Right? Russian vids be on there saying it. Minus Shreg be on there saying it. Some of these Hebrew Israelite camps be on there saying it. Some of these other Christians on YouTube will be saying it. All these other, truth channels, or in other words, quote unquote, truth channels on YouTube. They'll be going around pushing the same thing as well, saying, oh, all these people on YouTube that are teaching contrary, or, they're teaching that because somebody's giving them money behind the scenes. Hey, Shalom, Luke. Yes, this is live, by the way. This is a live stream, just to answer that question. So again, it just, for lack of better words, it really aggravates me when I hear people say that. It's like, damn, not everything in the world is a damn conspiracy. Not everything in the world is fake. Are there things in the world that are staged? Of course, but that doesn't mean that everything is. You know what? Let me do this real quick. Yo, Jeffro, click the link. I noticed you from the comment board, Jeffro. Come click the link. Me and you can have a friendly, civilized discussion on whatever subject you like. Click the link. No, but going back to what I was saying, is that it aggravates me when I hear stuff like this because it's just so unreasonable and preposterous. Hell, I've even had people that go around and say that IETT and being paid to not talk about certain people. Like for those of you who've been following me for a number of years, you might remember like say 6 years ago, you had this dude named Andrew Ashby, right? And this guy used to do like hundreds of videos a year about the vigilant Christian Mario, right? TVC Mario. So what happened? So what happened was, I simply said, and again, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and TVC Mario is a Christian, right? So we might have opposing views in the scriptures, but stood up for him one time and said, hey, look, even though I might disagree with Mario, about some subjects in the scriptures, I don't think he's being paid by somebody to, not talk about certain things. I don't think, he's doing, perverted things behind closed doors like these guys are accusing him of. It's like, I don't think he's doing any of that because for one, there's no evidence to support that he is. And then second of all, the scriptures say that it's a sin to bring up a false report about a person. That's a great sin right there, man. To lie and to slander a person for no reason. So even if you disagree with them, there's no reason to do that. Let's see. Oh boy, yo, Wesley, man, type in the back chat. What's the subject matter you like to discuss, and maybe I'll let you go on. But we've had a couple chats in the past, man, and you know how those went. Oh man, that's funny. Base Trooper asked, will Sacramento Truth Movement be joining? I mean, if Jay wants to stop by, he's certainly welcome to come on. I actually just spoke to him on, text. I want to say like maybe 45 minutes ago. Not sure if he's working tonight. Let me just read this in the back chat real quick. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Damn. As I said, man, you got some real, weirdos going around on YouTube. You got guys going around saying that, that Christ never actually performed real miracles, right? You have groups out there like there's this one group that calls themselves One Body in Yahushua. You can look them up. But they're a Hebrew Israelite group, and they're going around teaching that, what we see in the scriptures, Christ performed miracles such as, turn the water into wine, or, bring somebody back from the dead, or heal a sick person. They say, when we see that in the Bible, it's not literal, right? Like it's Christ didn't literally, heal those people or bring someone back from the dead, but rather it's like symbolic to mean something, right? So it's matter like a symbolic meaning, but not a literal thing that happened is basically what they're saying, and that's clearly ridiculous. Now, are there certain times in the Bible where Christ gives a parable about something? Of course, there's plenty of examples of parables in the Bible, plenty of examples of that. But when we see the examples of Christ performing miracles, those are literal, real miracles that actually happen. They're not, symbolic. Those really did, actually happen. So I mean, hey, look, if one doesn't want to believe it, then you don't believe it. What is that scripture? Romans 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Does their unbelief make our faith without effect? Say, look, if you don't want to believe that Christ walked the earth. And hey, look, you don't have to believe that, but your unbelief is not going to crush our belief.